Welcome back to another day. It's just me today, and we're going to work on some, let me back up. We are going to work on, or I'm going to work on baseboards. Don't know what else, but at least baseboards. Wow. Light's bright. Anyway, let's get going. Lighting is horrible in here. Maybe that's better, maybe it's not, who knows. Maybe it started getting this baseboard laid out so we can go ahead and I can go ahead and get started painting. Don't do that. I don't like to paint these things. Handy dandy, trusty little dull knife. Can't see me over here. First casualty. We'll let that dry for a minute. In the meantime, let's go find something else that needs to be done. Consult my handy dandy little punch list. Let me go see if I can find my iron. Desperate times call for desperate measures. You'll notice right here, there's a raw edge of the Formica. And we have pre-glued pieces like this. Would normally go down the whole side, but because we're butting up against the cabinet, we only need a little piece here. But to put a little piece there, we'll cut this off. We got to glue it in place. They're pre-glued, so all you have to do is heat them up. Well, I don't have my regular iron. Like I said, desperate times call for desperate measures. I have this iron, gets plenty hot. I'll cut this piece to fit and we'll continue on. Now I have these little blocks that go under here. Gotta find a screw. Screws. Make sure they're not too long. Alright, I want to run this drill in to pre-drill this, but I don't want to get deeper than this because I don't want to come through the top of my countertop. So what I'm going to do is hold my screw flush with the end and I see how far that's going to go. I don't want it to go that deep. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back from that a little ways, put a piece of tape around that area. Now you can see the drill bit will go in that far and leave me a little bit of space on the end. Now this drill bit is just a little bit smaller than the screw, so that will make sure it's a good fit. It'll be tight, but yet it'll be easier for the screw to go in without breaking the wood, because we are dealing with a small piece of wood. Now we got our block in here. This piece will just glue and stick right there. I need to pull this door. Maybe not. Pluggy pluggy, and let it get hot. Now I just have to come back and clean them up a little bit to get some of this old glue off of it. It'll clean off the top of it okay. And I'll run a file on it and cleaning up the edges, and it'll look, well, it'll look good. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. That's done. Now I'll work on this one. Now I can take those two, well, that one thing off of my list. Number one on my list, it's gone. Let's check on our baseboards and see how they're doing. Well, it looks like everything is dried up pretty good. Now I will set this stuff to the side and I will get the next 10 and get them painted. I've got some baseboards here that I salvaged. Well, that was something that I had on a project a few years ago. Didn't use it. This is some I salvaged. Clean it up a little bit. We'll get it painted. We'll use this up too. And we'll save the whole pieces for bigger things. We'll let this dry. Watching paint dry. Let's see what else is on the list. Mortar. We got some holes to patch on the outside of the bricks, and go ahead and mix up some of this mortar and we'll get those patched. Okay, so we have this hole right here. You're gonna need to patch this, fill this hole in, and then we have that one down there where the old air conditioner was coming out. Got to patch that, and then around on the other side where the tub drain is, we got to finish that off and make that look nice before we get ready to put our siding up. It's coming in a couple of weeks, so let's go ahead and get this stuff done here. You know, it's all got to be done. Alright, that should keep critters out. Go around and take care of the tub and we'll call this done. I've got a piece of a split jamb from a project that I didn't use half of it. I'm going to pull this trim off here and I'm going to reuse it for either for my back door or my front door. I'm not sure yet. I can get it off without breaking it. Let's see how they fit. We got our baseboards in the kitchen. They're coming around here, and I don't know how well you can see it, but all the way down the hallway and around to the door. I got one piece of casing on the door because that's all the casing I had left. I'll have to get some more of that. You'll notice I had to build this out here. The door was, to get the door level, the wall was out of level, so to get the door level, it actually sets back some, so I had to cut a wedge from the ceiling to the floor. It's like 1 1/8 at the bottom and 1 inch at the top. And then of course here, this is 1 inch, and it goes down to 3/8 of an inch, and 3/8 of an inch all the way down to the bottom to 3/4. And that's the kind of things you run into when you have the old walls from the brick homes. They're you know, whatever they did, you know, at the time they built the house, that's what we had to deal with. I could have set the door back in a little bit farther, but at the time I didn't really know how much I was going to have on the inside, so it works out fine. We'll put some trim on it. It won't be noticeable. I'll caulk it up and put some paint on it. It'll look really good. Of course, we got all of our knobs and what have you on, and our baseboards in our closets. Got to come back and caulk these baseboards and do some touch-up paint on them. And of course, that's the little bit of finish off that was necessary. You know, I noticed something. Didn't notice it before, but if you look right here, you see that gap? It gets tighter, and then it gets less. Now, at first I thought that my baseboard was bowed or something and was trying to work it out, but come to find out, there's actually a hump in that floor. That concrete actually humps right there. And I didn't notice that, and of course there's not much you can do about it. It's going to be like it's going to be. I mean, I guess we could get a grinder in here and do all that, but it's you know, it's less than 1/4 inch, and I'm not going to worry about that. It's not going to be noticeable. You see, I noticed I took my smoke detectors down because the chirp, chirp, chirp constantly, it was driving me insane. Baseboards in the closets, and of course this room is done as well. You got the rest of the baseboards in the bathroom, toilet paper holder, towel bars. I've still got to get door stops. Maybe I'll pick them up tonight or tomorrow. They'll be easy to put on, won't take but 10 minutes and those will be done. It'll protect my drywall from doors knocking holes in them. We don't want that to happen. Now I've still got to run a piece of, once I get my trim on my door there, I can run my baseboard along that wall and then along this wall. That's my fan for the front porch. And that piece there, I've got to trim out this door before I can finish my baseboard. And the laundry room is done. I did get the door trim on the laundry room door. You saw that in the video earlier, I think, if I left it in. I still got to put baseboard there. And the baseboards are all in the master bedroom, with the exception of right here at the closet where I've got to create a jamb for the bifold door there. And finally the master bath. Towel bars, toilet paper holders, baseboards. I do love this tile. We debated on what we were going to do with this tile. It was maybe some subway tile, but believe it or not, this porcelain tile ended up being, it was actually cheaper in the long run than doing the subway tile, and I think it adds a little bit of pizzazz to the house. I don't know that it'll make it command any more money, but you know, it looks good.
2 weeks later.
All right, I hope you can hear me okay. We got a little bit of echo in here. Getting ready to put the shower bar up. This is what we got. It's an aluminum one. It's the hotel style that bows out. It's relatively straightforward. To install it, you have these plastic pieces that you mount on either side. And then the bar just fits together like this and mounts up there. And then you have little bolts that hold it in place. So, to start with, the instructions say that this needs to be 65 inches above the edge of the tub. I've already pre-measured. 65 inches is going to be right about this spot right here, which is just above where our tile is. So we're going to take our mounting hardware and go ahead and get started. With any luck, we won't have to put plastic anchors in the wall. But we'll see. I have this feeling I'm going to have to use wall anchors anyway. There is nothing there. Wall anchors, here we come. Gotta go find some wall anchors. Oh, here's some. Gotta go find a drill bit. They include these handy little Allen wrenches, so you don't have to go find your own. Now it's all done. We just repeat that in the other bathroom, and the towel bars will be in. Almost done. They're both the same. Now it's done.